Obviously, I can't see anybody's faces today, which is a blessing for some of you. Ken Spencer. Don't want to say names, but sorry about that. No, hey, I'd first like to start off and just say how excited we are about our two signees that were inked yesterday. Peyton and Sid, both we believe are going to be able to come in here and contribute as freshmen. Both of them have a skill set that it's something that's needed and we're excited about. Sid brings us some post presence. She reminds me a lot of Kylie Shook out of high school, and someone that can score with her back to the basket, but can also face up and shoot the basketball. Not as good of a 3-point shooter right now as Kylie was out of high school, but I do believe that she can help us defend.
We got a girl playing basketball and volleyball for us.
Yeah, she will be playing on volleyball.
Somebody's not muted.
All right, and then Peyton Verhulst is she's a winner to be named MVP of the U16 World Championships this past summer speaks volumes for itself. She's not the type of kid that is just going to wow you with everything she does, but it's when the night's over and you look at a stat sheet, she rebounds the ball, she can pass it, she scores. She's got very good instincts on the defensive end of the floor. She's one that you look at and you're like, okay, she's not bad. But then by the time you actually sit down and watch what she does, you're really impressed. So excited about her size at the guard spot also, and her ability to score the basketball. So, with those two, we're very pleased. At this point in time, we still are, we're always out looking for players. So we could sign someone late if that right person pops up. If not, we'll just continue with what we have, and we're really looking forward to it. For our current team, they're just anxious to play against somebody else. They have done an outstanding job. Very pleased with where we are in terms of a team. Offensively, we're ahead of probably where we've ever been in 14 years, just because of the fact we've had so much more time. They've done a great job of navigating through the virus and taking care of themselves and making sure that they've done everything we've asked them to do. So we really have not had a setback, knock on wood, from that, which has allowed us to get ahead. The month of September, as I've said, I'm normally out on the road recruiting with my staff. And since it's been a recruiting dead period, we've been able to spend a lot more time on the basketball court. So, again, we are further along at the offensive end. Defensively, we definitely miss Kylie. I mean, you're talking the defensive player of the year in the ACC, someone that protected the rim for us. So we're going to have to get a lot better defensively of keeping people in front of us, making them shoot over us, instead of instead of getting beat and then hoping that Kylie is there to clean things up. But overall, really pleased with where we are. So if anybody's got any questions, feel free. Would love to answer any.
Jeff, this is Kent with WHAS 11. Obviously, with even with the Louisville football program and all of college football, I mean, you see, look, you've got to be able to handle adversity because you don't know when you're going to be shut down for a few weeks. You even preach that to your kids, like, look, we don't know what's coming this season, but we got to be ready for anything and to be able to handle anything.
Yeah, you know what? We have. I mean, we have talked about that with them. I've talked to them about the fact that we've got right now, there's 2, 4, 6, 8. I've got 9 schools. I'm working on about 2 or 3 more in our area who are willing, if a game would get canceled, and obviously, wouldn't it be because your team is not able to play that we're going to send out a text message to those 8-9 schools and say, hey, I just got a game canceled tomorrow night. Is anyone available to play? And I've got a group that are willing to do that. And if somebody's needing a game, we'll agree to play and then figure out, is it going to be at your place, at my place? We'll scramble to get officials. But we want to make sure we've got backup plans for when games do get canceled. It's not if, it's when. And I think you're foolish if you're not proactive in trying to make sure that you've got some options to possibly fill in someone for that game that does get canceled. And we're excited right now. I'm sure, I don't know if y'all have seen, but the AP just announced their All-American team, and Dana Evans was a part of that. I think it's pretty impressive when you've got two players from your state. Ryan Howard at Kentucky was a member of that, and then Dana. I mean, it's pretty impressive when you've got two kids within an hour drive that are both considered top 5 players in the country. So a shout out to Dana and Ryan.
Jeff, how has Dana's demeanor been? Obviously, last year she was your all's best player, but this year, she's got to come back and even she mentioned it, I think last week, she said, look, we've got a crazy talented team, but it's young and there's some inexperience on it. How has she kind of evolved maybe off the court with her teammates and as a leader?
Well, I think everybody has, Ken. It's been such a unique and different spring, summer, fall, for the fact that they really can't, you can't go out and do anything. I mean, they're hanging out with each other, and they've been able to become closer. One of our mottos that I've talked about before in our program is you have to learn to respect each other's differences. And that's one thing that everyone in our program has bought into, because not everybody likes the same thing. Not everybody's going to have the same views on everything. And because of the fact that right now they only have each other, in order to try to limit the exposures to other people, they are hanging out 99% of the time with each other. And they've learned, they're learning to, okay, I might not like this, you like that, we'll do half of you, half of me. And because of that, it's helped them grow as people and as players on the basketball court. So I'm really confident right now and excited to where our maturity is as a basketball team, even though we do have a lot of young players.
Jeff, Graham Hayes here. This is kind of a random question, but I'm curious what you all are doing this season with practice players.
You know what? We have our practice players right now. They are going through the same protocol as all of our players. We have had a unique diehard group that's been with us for the past 2 or 3 years. The same guys. They're actually into their senior year now, so I'm going to have to find a new group for next year. But because of the fact that they've been so loyal to us, they have given up pretty much their social life also. They're on the same testing protocol as all of our players. So we do have practice guys. So we're excited about that. We're very fortunate, and we know that. So, Graham, we're pretty much operating as we always have, except for all the testing that obviously we're all getting done.
How much would it change kind of how you go about a practice plan if you didn't have those guys?
Well, there's a few days a week when some of them might have class. The only challenge is we have 12 players. We have 13 players on our roster, 12 that are eligible to play. So you're 6 on, you've got 6 on one team, 7 on the other. So the amount of reps and the amount of practice time when those guys aren't there is cut down because there aren't very many breaks for the players. And then all of a sudden, as we get into the season, if you don't have your practice squad, now your current players are going to have to learn the other team's offense as well as you're trying to work on, guarding in practice. Where with the practice team, my current players don't have to worry about learning what Middle Tennessee State does. What we've got to learn is how to try to stop what they're going to do. Where if you don't have your practice guys, now you've got to teach them their offense, and then this is how we're going to guard it. So it just adds more to it. So the practice guys are very valuable.
Thanks.
Jeff, this is Ken again with WHAS 11. How's Liz Balagoon looked heading into this season? I mean, last year at times, obviously she was a great threat, especially from the outside. What's her game looking like?
You know what? I've really been impressed with her maturity. I thought at times last year, Kent, she would let, if a couple things happened that didn't go her way, all of a sudden, one bad thing would turn into two, turn into three, and then all of a sudden that ball started rolling and we couldn't get it stopped. Where now I think her maturity is so much further along. If she misses a shot, she moves on to the next play. She might turn the ball over in practice. All of a sudden now she's getting back on defense and coming up with a big stop for us. So I've been really, really pleased with that aspect of her game. She's also worked on putting the ball on the floor and attacking the basket off the bounce. She's finishing around the rim, finishing with a pull-up jump shot. So she's really expanded her game where she's not just going to be a three-point shooter. And I think for her, as she continues to develop, that's what's really going to be a big asset for her because she's so long. When she gets into the paint, she's able to shoot around you and shoot over you.
Hey, Jeff, Rick Bozich, WDRB. You've got a number of talented newcomers. How have they looked so far in the preseason?
Great. I'm really impressed. I'll start off with our junior college transfer, Alana Smith. Alana's a smooth operator. She glides. I was telling my staff the other day when I'm watching her in practice, she can make things look really easy. She's able to get to the rim. She changes speeds extremely well. Defensively, she reads passing lanes. She understands the defensive concepts. And part of that is she's played college basketball for 2 years. So she's got a little bit of an advantage of doing that. And, she's good. She's really good. And then our two freshmen that are going to have the opportunity to play, Olivia Cochran, our three freshmen, Olivia Cochran, Marissa Russell, and Haley Van Lith. All three of them are going to play. Olivia is, I always thought she was good or I wouldn't have recruited her, but she's really impressed me. She's further along than I thought she was going to be, both offensively and defensively. She's probably the best back to the basket post player that we've had here in a long time, even as a freshman, where she likes the back to the basket. She likes to bang. She likes to use her strength. She can finish over either hand. And then she has shown the range to be able to step out and shoot the three at times. So really been impressed with her. Haley Van Lith, she's a worker. Everything that she's done in high school and with USA Basketball is exactly what she's doing right now for us. They've all adjusted extremely well to playing with other great players, and that's normally the biggest challenge for most players is when you're the best player on your high school team, you're normally taking 15 to 20 shots a game. Well, now they're starting to realize, hey, I don't need to take any bad shots. In our scrimmage we had the other day, I think she had 18 points and she was 7 to 12 from the field. And that's what I talked about, efficiency. She's learning to become extremely efficient, and when she gets a good shot, she's able to knock it down. Marissa Russell is one that's going to be able to play the 3 and the 4 spot for us. The one thing I never have to question from her is her motor. She always plays at a high pace. She's done a great job in all of our scrimmages and getting us extra possessions. She crashes the offensive glass. She'll come up with steals. She keeps the ball alive. She has great instincts for the game. You know, her biggest challenge right now is just getting her to slow down. I tell her all the time at practice, she's either a home run or a strikeout. And right now I need some singles from her. I just need her to slow down a bit. Every play doesn't have to be a no-look pass. You know, just make the simple play, and then she'll continue to see herself getting better and better. But their efforts have been outstanding, and there's no doubt all of them will play significant minutes for us.
Anybody have anything else for Coach?
Yeah, I'll go again. It's Rick. What about Norika? I know that she missed the end of last year with knee, and she had it taken care of. How has she been?
She's been doing well. She actually was just up in the office here about a half hour ago. You know, I asked her how she's feeling. She said she's feeling good. She's been playing well for us. She is another one. It's just, I said it all last year anytime anyone asked me about her. She's the player that, obviously, you come over as a freshman, the language barrier is a challenge. Norika could be third in line in anything that we do. Watch the first two and then go out and do it better than the first two. And half the time I wasn't sure she even understood what I was trying to say. But her knowledge of the game, her concentration and her detail is off the charts. And right now she played really well in our scrimmage that we had on Saturday, which gave her some confidence. She shot the three well. She's worked on it. So I'm excited for her. You know, our kids love her. She's a team favorite when she's out there on the floor. And, you know, she's really adapted well. I say it all the time. I'm just amazed how you come that far from home and you're just thrown into a new culture, a new language. And within a year, she's as comfortable as anyone that I've ever had. And her English it's pretty impressive. And my Japanese is still not very good, as she tells me. I'm trying, though. Each morning I see her, it's Ohio, and Ohio means good morning in Japanese. And I'm like, Norika, if every statement was a state, I could get them all right. But unfortunately, Ohio is my only one right now. Guys, I appreciate y'all. Looking forward to it. You know, hopefully here in 13 days, we'll be tipping things off. It's hard to believe it's about here, and hopefully everything will go smooth.
Hey, Nick, can I ask you something? And I don't know if this is even possible, but like,